I'm looking for a change and I try but I can't find it. I'm looking for a justice. I'm looking for a peace, but these guns on the streets keep popping, keep popping. Why can't we be finding peace? Why can't we be ending all this beef? Why can't we just get along? Peace is right and war is wrong.
Alright, so it's Alicia Brooke, and I just want to talk about money. This has been on my mind. I mean, of course, money's on a lot of people's mind, but I really want to talk about, why it exists, where it originated, and just my viewpoints on it, really. Um, Money, well, just a little bit of viewpoints. I don't have time for all that because there's different levels to money, and money is a tool. But I know people have misconceptions of knowledge of money. So basically, money only exists because we allow it to exist. I want to figure out how did money start, and what is money? Money is basically a transfer of energy. It's a tool. It's a resource, and that's how it should be used. Um, you know, Before, when people didn't have the paper dollar, they had, or the coin, they bartered and traded, and they gave based off of energy and exchange. But in America, it's like money is everything. And like, how did that become? Like, people do look at money as God sometimes, and sometimes people do things, betrayal type shit to God for money, or to themselves, or to each other, or to loved ones, just for money. So, the basically, like, how did that become? It's like the corruption of the energy flow, you know, between those times. This kind of started with the banking system, basically. This is why I say it. It started with the banking system, especially in America. Um, they kind of created an illusion, to gain control. Basically, that's exactly what they did. They created an illusion to gain control of land, resources, and ultimately, like, humans. America. These are the people. This is the 1%. These are the people that own and created the world that we live in, the kingdom that we live in, the empire, whatever you want to call it, because it's a business. Whether you agree or don't agree, you need to study it to understand it, and then you'll have more knowledge on it. Point blank, period. If you don't study it, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. But the thing is, yeah, they created an illusion. Basically, lend you money that don't exist. And, what do we call that? We call that credit. They call that credit. The numbers that's on the screen. You go in, they give you a number. You go and you pick your house. They negotiate with the owner, put that shit in their name, and then tell you need to pay them back. Real money. Not number on the screen. They need that paper dollar that they put out there from these trees, right? So you gonna have to pay them back that money plus interest, or they're gonna come and take real assets. Not number on the screen. They're gonna come and take your house, your car, your business. You know what I'm saying? So that they can have control of that based off your agreement, your knowledge, your understanding of the situation. So basically, and that's how all the wealth went into a few people's hands, you know. And we have to understand that. Now what are we left with? We're left with the money. We're left with the paper dollar, right? And which is made from trees, which is natural. It's supposed to give the earth oxygen, right? And there's probably many other ways that you can use a tree, but no, we have the paper dollar. Um, Remember, the money originated with energy, transfer of energy, and that's like, it's gonna go back to that. I believe it's gonna go back to that, but it's like, energy is equivalent to electronic as well. Electronics is energy. They put that dollar in it, that's energy and all that. So it's a number on a screen, electronic. So what we're going back to. Now, let's say you got a credit. You get a credit for, $50,000, and you need them pay them back 65,000. Now, the credit is an illusion on the screen, and if you're a real estate agent, like really did your research in real estate, like you'll kind of understand what I'm saying, and you'll know that if you can get a house today right now yourself on credit without a bank. What is that? You go, you negotiate, and you put a number on a paper. It's not on a screen now, it's on a paper. It's a number on a paper. You say, the owner says, I need $50,000 for this house. And you say, okay. And you put that agreement on paper, right? And then you can go and sell that agreement to somebody for $20,000 in real cash, saying you're selling it for 70,000, right? So the thing is, you'll get that $20,000 in cash, and you'll give them that agreement that you had negotiated with the owner for 50,000. So now you took yourself, your energies, and your knowledge on the situation, and you got real money in your pocket, and you didn't have to have real money up front, but you got that money as asset. Or you can use it and you can go and own a house. You can say, okay, I want to do this. I want to buy both of these houses, and I'm going to sell this one and take this money that I make from this one and buy this one. You just got you a house for no money out of your pocket. And this is what the banks are doing to the world, right? So if you went to school, you probably ain't know nothing about that, right? You know what the hell they want you to learn in school. But me, I ain't even no real estate agent. I just study everything. So, give me points on that though. Tell me what you think, because that's exactly what the fuck they're doing. Now, my point is, if if the money they say they credit you for your purchase is not real, this is why most people lose their house or their business, or can't pay back a loan, for the things they get on credit. They can't pay back those loans. It's because there's not enough money, real money, paper money, circulating in this Monopoly game for everybody to win. Okay? It's a game. Don't get it twisted. It's created like this for a reason. So that's just the point. You know, if I'm telling you that you owe me all this plus interest, and I'm probably getting it now. The thing is, if I'm a bank and I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna give you $50,000, you go find a house for $50,000. I'm gonna do the negotiation with the owner, because I'm gonna make sure that I pay that, because that's gonna be my house. But I'm gonna be making sure that it's paid and you got credit and you just own everything. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, this is what it is. It's a game. It's a monopoly, because there's not enough money to circulate. So the banks, what do? They take the real wealth. They acquire the land right in front of you and control that shit based off of money. And how do they control? See, the thing is, what you need to do, would be conquer and control your own piece of land, piece of territory, and be like, I'm living here, I'm putting my shit here, nobody's taking this shit from me, and this is what it is. But the problem is, we don't let this go on so far without fighting and without having the knowledge and understanding that the 1%, they've been had control. They got plans for the next hundreds of years and shit already, right? So so the thing is, you can still do that. There's still this land that's open, that's not really, under control like that. But you're gonna have to do some negotiations with money. And this is how they control this is how they control a nation, a land, a country, with money, right? So, in your minds, you know. So, the thing is, they acquire the real wealth of the world, which is your property and everything else, and they control it with money. Now, like I said, the only way to win was really fight back, but they had already conquered and controlled. So the thing is, the next step is like a cashless society. Now the thing is, I know there is a lot of knowledge in the world, and people are don't want to study it because maybe it's not interesting to them, or they don't feel like they feel like it's beneath them, or that person's evil, so I don't want to study what's going on. But that's gonna fuck you up, right? So the thing is, people predict shit. And when they predict stuff, it goes into minds of others. And those people now have that idea into their mind. So then they can do something to be able to progress that idea. So they want it to be a cashless society. Now that they go of the minds through money and cash, they're going to change it to cashless so they can do it through energy electronic devices. You already see that so many people dropping cash and doing electronic shits, banks and everything. They want you electronic, right? So, and if like I'm gonna go into this on another video too, but I really believe that they're trying to turn society, humanity, into robots. You know, and it just started a long time ago. It's kind of like when they started working, they had even the thought of having a slave and stuff work for you and do all this shit however you want it to be done and not giving a fuck about another life. It's kind of like the start of turning a motherfucker into a robot, telling them what you want them to do and making them do that shit. See, now they figured it out. You don't do it through, well, you have to be strategic with it. You can't do it all the way through physical force. You have to um, stimulate the mind. You have to control the mind. So the thing is, I believe that they're gonna, they're turning it like from slaves picking cotton to only picking, let's say, a pound an hour, to picking, to replacing them with robots, machines, to pick 50,000 pounds an hour. Come on now, they fucking on that shit and they've been on that stuff. So the thing is, these devices that we have in our hands, they are a tool to be able to control society, to be able to make us into robots. These robot cashiers, the robot drivers. Elon Musk is putting out that million robot taxi drivers next year. So they are on it. So I think you should open your mind and to be able to think about more into the future. And it can be good and bad things. See, motherfuckers is lazy, so they would like to have a robot to do shit. The thing is, when it fucks with your mind, it fucks with your future, and it just keeps the control into the people's hands that teaches their generation to not be like that. You know what I'm saying? So the thing with these robots is they want it to be a cashless society because they want to control. Same thing with the banks and the money that they created and the illusion. And it started on a robot because it started with the number on a fucking bank computer. You know, like, where do you get the money from? So the thing is, and they'll say, oh, other people and stuff. I'm like, nah, fuck that. Most people do not pay back. And they know that. And that's what keeps them thriving. So you have to see, why does that keep them thriving? Because the people don't pay back. Why do they prey on people that are low income and cannot pay back usually? You know what I'm saying? Or, people of high income and they'll charge them certain things and they'll do all these little sneaky ass shits, charge them extra taxes, all types of stuff. So it's all a game. It's a fucking spider right there. Oh my gosh, it disappeared. It's all a game, okay? Now, back to this cashless society, because I'm going to have to go into the robots and another thing. And I know there's kids out there, even my son wants to do, look into robots. And you got to just keep the mind on it, because you might see something in the future that's good to create a robot, but maybe you can create a revolutionary side to this shit, because motherfuckers is working. So I don't really see stopping it. Only way you can really stop stuff is through your minds. You know what I'm saying? It's through knowledge. All right? So the thing is, what's going to happen when you go into a store and you already know right now when they say, oh, your card don't, I can't, this machine can't take your card. This robot don't want to take your chip. Okay? And you have another option right now. It's cash. You have to ask, why would they want a cashless society? Why is that even a talk? That's because they want to figure out the next means to control society, which is cashless. Because when you have cash, you have a second option. You're able to control that. You're able to control if you're able to buy that shit right then. Some people be like, oh shit, I don't have no cash. I gotta go. I can't get it. You know what I'm saying? I have to go do this, this, and that, and then I'll be able to come back and, blah. So the thing is, right now you're still able to control some shit. But what happens when you're not? What happens when they say, well, we don't accept cash no more? This machine don't accept cash. You know what I'm saying? So what happens when that happen? You're forced to get. I know people that are forced to pay rent cards, through cards that, that you have to go through certain ways. So the thing is, why is that? Why the fuck, motherfucker can't pay you? How the fuck you? It's all money, right? No, they're changing it around. So that's the thing. Like, you have to understand. Um, it's a point of to control, and and whoever controls that will control society. So don't sleep on it and think that motherfuckers ain't trying to do that. All right, they want to own and control what you buy, what you do, how you do it, how you think, how you act, and all that shit. So I think that's pretty much enough. I gotta go into this meeting. I just be having so much shit on my mind. I'm gonna create my own site that if people is vibing to the thoughts that I have, then we can have these thoughts together. You know what I'm saying? And we can vibe together. And if the thing is, if you don't like what I say, that's fine. Like, I want to know other people's thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And and if I fight my way of thinking with you, don't take it offensive, because come on now, how the fuck, like, I swear people be taking stuff so offensive that you don't get to learn shit. All right? So stay open minded, and stay tuned.